Hot mic, everybody.
All right, here we go. Hot mic. All right, we are on. It is Wednesday. It is our Bad Batch review. We got two very good episodes to talk about. Thank you for joining us. I am Kerwin. This is Keith. We are Father Son Galaxy. If you're joining us on YouTube, thank you so much. If it's your first time, we hope that you will stay to the very end, like and subscribe anytime you like. If you're on Instagram and Facebook, thank you. If you're joining for the first time, we're absolutely love to have you. All right. Now, before we get started on talking about episodes 10 and 11, when we covered episode 9, that was when we saw Asajj Ventress, came back from the dead. We don't know how. StarWars.com came out with an article. All right. And we want to shout out, and we didn't do this last week, and it's apologies to me, but Nika Futterman. We wanted to, give her a shout out. She is the voice actress for Asajj Ventress. Fantastic, great, love to hear her. But there was an article on StarWars.com about her returning, the character, and in particular, there was a quote from Jennifer Corbett, which made the rounds on Twitter, and it's a part of the article. And she said this about Asajj Ventress: how she survived will be revealed in future content. But for this story, we are thrilled to include her and explore her unique connection to and compassion for Omega. Yeah. Now, I read this over a week ago, and first of all, it sounded to me as if, okay, well, are we going to see Asajj again? I don't know. I mean, and the second thing is, why don't we know how she came back?
Yeah. It's honestly, I'm actually mad about this.
Yeah.
Because that's like bringing Luke Skywalker back from the dead and then just having him pop off and then literally have no explanation for how he came back. It doesn't make sense why there's no explanation for why she came back. Because then why bring her back?
Yeah. Right.
It just feels like a holdo maneuver. You have a plan, but nobody knows.
Right, except for holdo. Right. All right. I felt the same way, but I gave it a week to think it over. But you're right. I got a little excited, as any Star Wars fan would do, is when we saw Asajj in the trailer, we were thinking, whoa, they're showing her in the trailer. She must play a big role.
No.
And now, if she's only in one episode, that's not to say that she didn't play a big role. I mean, that when she came back and how she came back was pretty spectacular. All right. But of course, it left us with questions. And now that I've given it a week to think about it, I understand why.
Why?
Okay, I'll explain to you. Because this is not Asajj Ventress' story. It's the Bad Batch's story, right? And to just
I don't care
if it, for the writers to take the time to explain how she returned, they probably have to, they'll probably have to do a flashback because exposition, it is exposition, but you want to, include some visuals with it, right? And you'd have to show some type of flashback as to how she returned. But that would slow down the story, right? Because the story is not about her. It's about the Batch. It's about Omega. And it's about saving these clones. So I think what they decided to do was the best approach.
No.
And let me also say this.
In Bad Batch fashion, I think they need to try a different approach.
Okay. Well,
get it? That's the name of an episode.
I get it. But let me say this. Her story is worthy enough for her own series. I'm hoping that's what Jennifer means as far as, revealed in future content. Now, it's possible that she may have her own episode of Tales of the Jedi, right? Because we know supposedly Tales of the Jedi is going to be released this year. So maybe she is one of the characters that are going to be shown in Tales of the Jedi.
No.
Or maybe they'll come back with a new animated series based on Asajj Ventress, right? Because the Bad Batch is ending. So maybe they'll replace it with a new series. What I don't want, what I hope it doesn't happen, is that we have to wait 2 to 3 years to find out why she returned.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be fair.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Right, exactly. I don't think that would be fair to
all
the
other
fans.
series had to like catch up to try to explain how he came back.
Right.
It's like, Mando was stepping in with the whole cloning thing. So
yeah, I just don't want us to wait too long.
And Ahsoka chasing Morgan Elsbeth.
Yes.
And
okay.
Night Sister Magic.
Yeah. All right. I just don't want us to wait too long because, she's a beloved character. We were glad to see her back. We know she's alive. I guess that's the most important thing. How she returned, we'll find out. All right.
Yeah, I'll be honest,
sooner than later, I hope.
I really don't want a Ventress series addressing your comment, Bloom, because what are they gonna do in a Ventress series? Because unless they adapt the Dark Disciple novel, then I don't really know what story can be told with Ventress.
Well, good. Well, how do you know that that's not what they're planning? That's not a bad idea.
Star Wars doesn't really adapt books. It's like they did it in that one episode of the Clone Wars with Ahsoka, where she's on that farm world, and then she leaves with a girl, and then they come back from selling the harvest, and then it's all on fire, and then she fights an Inquisitor with absolutely zero effort to save everybody.
Right.
And then a ship comes down and saves everybody.
Right. The ship.
So
right.
It's kind of the same thing. Yeah. I honestly think the Ahsoka novel's on the brink of becoming non-canon because there's parts of that novel that also contradict with the Clone Wars. So honestly, it's
interesting. Okay. Well, you have a very good point. Yes. I can't say if the filmmakers and producers are beholden to the novels. They should be because they're canon. Because if you were to change anything about the novel, that would confuse the fans. And then, well, what was this book all about? If this book is now no longer canon or no longer important, why did I spend my money on this book and buy it and read it and love it and then realize that they have no use for it? So
yeah, I feel like decanonizing the book would really cheapen it.
Yeah, right. I don't think they're gonna go that far to decanonize it. They're gonna change certain timelines, maybe certain events in the book to make it a better visual story.
Yeah, I'm just highly confused about like how is Ventress back? Because I really don't want a series about this. Like, look at Boba Fett. Like, we kind of already knew how he came back because he was in The Mandalorian. He crawled out the Sarlacc. And that was great because we didn't expect him to be there. And they explained it well enough that I was fine with it. But, like, are you really... I just want to know.
I hear you. I understand that.
Because this would actually be a first for Star Wars, like bringing back a character and then not explaining it.
I'm with you. Maybe not a series, although even if it was a series, I think we would be extremely happy to have her in a series.
Absolutely.
But even if it's just one episode, like again, Tales of the Jedi, there were 1 or 2, 3 stories based on one character, so maybe they can do something like that, and that will tell you everything you need to know as to how she returned.
I wonder what formula they're going to use this year, because they usually have like different forms of storytelling with these Tales of the Jedi things. Like there's like 2 characters they focus on with their different stories, and that's it. So I wonder if this Tales of the Jedi season is going to like broaden the scope, or if it's going to pick another 2 characters, or if it's going to stay with those same 2 characters. Because I feel like their stories are already well explored. Ahsoka's more so than Dooku, because she's had a novel, a show. She's been in The Mandalorian as well. Like 6 seasons of the Clone Wars. So she's had a lot. Dooku was in Clone Wars in 2 movies. And then his Tales of the Jedi episodes. So I hope they pick 2 new characters, and maybe one of those could be Ventress, and we could explore her storyline being brought back, like how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did with Coulson.
All right, well, we'll see. I mean, we don't know when Tales of the Jedi is coming out, but whenever, hopefully sooner than later, we'll learn more about Asajj Ventress' return. Okay. All right, let's get back to why we're here. We're here to talk about the Bad Batch. All right, episode number 10 called Identity Crisis. All right, let's talk about that. This was written by Amanda Rose Munoz, directed by Saul Ruiz, story editor Matt Michnovitz. Okay, all right, so we've seen this before, okay? Either in the comic books or maybe an animated series. I don't remember. I didn't get a chance to research, but
like Cad Bane kidnapping kids.
Well, not right. Yes, I want to talk about
Rebels
the kids.
and also Clone Wars. We've seen that.
You know what? That could be it, right?
Because remember when Ezra was fighting the seventh sister and the fifth brother,
right?
And they were stealing children.
Exactly. So, right. So the point.
That's such a strange sentence. Like, remember they were fighting and they were stealing children?
No, I understand. I get it. Right. So again, we've seen this before because that was the job of the Inquisitors, right? When after Order 66 was over, these fallen Jedi, I guess that's what they were called, decided to work for the Emperor. And
they switched teams.
Right. And he recruited them to go and find Jedi, right? Don't matter who they are, what species, what age, they went out and find them, especially young children. All right. And you see these moments of these young kids being pulled away from their parents, right? Unfortunately, we see, it's not of course, an easy thing to see, but, the Empire is evil. But we see it again in this episode, right? I don't know the species. Must be a new species. I don't know, but we see Cad Bane going after a toddler. I think
can't even speak, can barely walk.
Can barely walk. Yeah. Knocks out. He didn't. He knocked out the mom. Right. He didn't take out the mother. He just knocked her out.
Imagine just casually walking into somebody's home, stunning their mother, stealing the child, having your little droid minion take their toy too, and then walking out and throwing credits at somebody. That just sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
And that's normal?
Yeah. So Force sensitive people, species, whatever.
They are being hunted
down. They were hunted down. Either an Inquisitor or now in this case, there's a bounty hunter. Cad Bane is after them. So and then we saw an episode like that in Star Wars Visions last year, where there was this young girl with her brother. She showed signs of Force sensitivity.
The one with the Clone Wars style animation?
Yes, right. And when she saw, when someone witnessed what she did, they went and got on the telephone, whatever.
Like, what is up with people in movies just giving?
Yeah, because they're greedy.
The dude from Madam Web called the cops.
Okay.
I don't remember that. Of long time.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to try not to bring up Madam Web.
He was reading the newspaper.
Yeah.
And then he called the police.
Okay.
And then this
So back to the Bad Batch. All right. Okay. We've talked enough about Madam Web. Okay. Yeah.
No, we have not.
So some opportunist is out there looking to make some money. They see this Force sensitive child. They know that they're wanted and they're in hiding, and they'll go and contact the Empire or contact the bounty hunter and say, "Hey, I seen one. I know what you're looking for. It's over there." And that's what happens. So so this child is taken away from his mother and sent to the facility where Dr. Hemlock is located on Tantus. All right. So again, we mentioned Cad Bane. Cad Bane did return. We thought we would see him because we saw him in the trailer.
Yeah.
So let's
I heard those spurs outside the door and I'm like, it's Cad Bane.
Yeah. That was very good. Very good sound effects.
And the pickup scene where Cad Bane's just giving the kid to Emerie, you can really see like the hesitation in her eyes, which is crazy because this show is animated.
You're talking about Emerie's facial expression?
Yeah. You can actually see how hurt she is.
Yeah, all right. Yep. Let's move on into Emerie. Okay, so first of all, let me just talk about the actress, Keisha Castle Hughes. She is the voice of Emerie, and we didn't mention that when we first met her, but she is actually an Academy Award nominated actress. So she was Keisha Castle Hughes was the second youngest actor to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. Right, pretty cool. That was back in 2002. So she was around 12 years old, maybe. Not bad. All right. And she was also one of Padme's handmaiden in The Phantom Menace. I don't know if you knew that.
Cool.
Yeah. So that
I didn't know Star Wars recasted people. Or maybe it's the same person. No,
Well,
that's not possible.
Well, so
if Emerie is a clone, then she couldn't have possibly been a handmaiden because
right,
the clones didn't exist.
Two different characters. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
I wish they were the same character.
Yeah. Okay. So what's interesting? So she meets up with, well, let's talk about her conversation with Hemlock. So Nalase was the one who was the head of the science division. She is now locked up. So Emerie comes up to Hemlock and says, "Hey, I want to take over." And, Hemlock is a little hesitant, like, okay, well, all right, let's see what you can do. And he sends her into the vault, right? And she looks inside the vault and she sees that there are young people in the vault.
Kids.
All right. She had no idea kids were being experimented on, like clones.
An Incredible Hulk.
Right. Now, that's interesting because adult clones, it's okay. She has no problem with them experimenting on the adults.
Even though they're actually 10.
Yeah, but when
they're like 10, 12.
Yeah, but they, some clones age rapidly, right?
Yeah, all of them age rapidly, except for Omega and Boba Fett.
I see. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's stop. Sorry, we're just getting caught up. We have Q&A. Thank you so much. Who do we have? All right. Bloom, thank you. It hurt me to see those kids being treated like property instead of human beings. Made my heart break. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's exactly what Emerie was feeling too. Alex, all right. Councilman Alex says, there are definitely differences, but Star Wars does remind me of real historical events. I agree. Historical parallels aren't perfect. Yeah. Yeah. And it was disturbing, realistic. Reminds me of both eugenics. Right. You brought that up a couple of weeks ago. And boarding schools in which indigenous American children were separated from their families. Wow. That's pretty cool. Not pretty cool, but that's a very good point. No, it's a very good point you bring it up, Alex. Yeah. So it hits differently when children are involved, right? So if that was me, I would not give my blood willingly, and they would have to torture me to make me complacent.
Yeah, I don't think you want to do that. That's not.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard. That's hard to do. First of all, when you're a child, you may not know. Well, I'm speaking for these kids. They don't know what's going on. They don't know why they're there. They're just told, okay, well, you're going to be here for a little bit of time and then you're going to go home. Right?
Yeah, well, I mean, as a child, I can honestly say that those clone troopers would put me on a t-shirt. They would pack me up. Like, there is no chance of me beating a single one of those clone troopers. Mostly because I would hit their armor and then do this. And they just get tackled.
But you know what? Yeah, they can't do it alone. And we'll get to that point. They're going to have help to get out, I'm sure. Yeah. So, I was talking about how it hits differently. It's different when children are involved. And apparently Emerie is very much impacted by it.
Also toddlers.
Yeah, right. Now, yeah, let's talk about that scene when Cad Bane shows up with the little baby or the toddler. She was like floored. I mean, she said, well, this is the youngest I've ever seen. Like, well, she started asking questions of where'd you get the baby from? And Bane's like, you're asking too many questions here.
You're asking a lot of questions.
Right. So
that is an awful Cad Bane.
Yeah. So this is something that's really getting to her, the cloning thing. And I think it was, I think Omega was chipping away a little bit at her as far as, what are you doing? These are your kind.
Like, remember when she gave her back the toy?
Yeah.
The little doll?
Yes. Yeah. Right. And now she realized, well, it's interesting. Omega is a child. So I think maybe it started with Omega. She's showing some feelings for Omega, but yet she still had a job to do, Emerie. Well, I mean, feelings as far as, emotion, just, looking out for her well-being.
Yeah.
You could, think about it. Emerie kind of helped Omega escape the first time, right? She's trying to talk her out of leaving and she left anyway. And then Crosshair stunned her. But anyway, yeah. So my point is she's got a soft spot for these kids. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, even bed bitch members.
Even the bad bitch meant yes, right? Okay.
That was an awful Emerie.
No, that's okay.
But yeah, like, now I'm wondering if Emerie's gonna join the batch.
Well, look, Keith. All right, now I don't want to say I told you so, but do you remember?
You did tell me so.
Yeah, I mean,
I still don't want her to because nobody replaces Tech.
No. It's not a replacement.
Nobody replaces Tech.
It's not a replacement. She is just providing a resource that the batch need. All right. I've been saying from the very beginning, she's very intelligent. She reminds me of Tech, but I'm not saying that she's going to replace him.
Honestly, I think the batch can fill that gap themselves.
Fine.
I mean, like, if Echo would just get back to it.
Okay.
Because, he has an astromech hand,
right.
and, he could easily just, do what needs to be done with the technology stuff,
Yeah,
I'm sure he could just plug in and figure it out.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but I'm talking about Emerie, what she brings to the table. She's going to reach a point where she's going to say, you know what, Omega was right. I shouldn't be doing this, and she's going to find a way to help them break into Tantus. That's what I think. I've been saying that from the very beginning. Jose, thank you. I think the kids were part of the Project Harvest.
What's that?
Not sure what that is. You have to remind me what that is, Jose. Project Harvest. Yeah. So, all right. So that's Emerie. So I think she's turning. Okay. Let's talk about this assassin clone. Last time we saw this clone, it went over the waterfall, and then it came right back up unscathed.
Honestly, why did this man go off the cliff?
Yeah. Well,
why?
Yeah.
It's like you didn't have to have him go off the waterfall. You could have just had like Hauser or Crosshair knock him out and leave him there, because it just makes it so much more unbelievable. Not only that he got crushed by Rebel, but he fell down a waterfall with no injuries. Like, this is not Minecraft. You're not gonna break your fall by landing in water.
Mm-hmm. Well, right, yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it is because Ahsoka survived for multiple hours underwater.
Yeah, this is a very powerful clone, apparently. That
can survive.
Brainwashed
regular
clone. Well, yeah, I don't know. Something about this clone, he's like he's indestructible, and I don't know what it is or what experiments did they do on him, but he's not like all the others. He seems to be stronger.
Maybe his armor is something.
It could be, yeah, maybe. All right, but the point is, he's back. Okay. Oh, Jose says Project Harvester was the code name for an inquisitorious operation by the Galactic Empire to capture young Force sensitives and turn them into Imperial agents skilled in the ways of the dark side. Interesting.
So kidnapping.
Well, okay, yeah. So we know about that.
Grooming them to become Inquisitors. That's very evil.
Well, okay. Yes, of course. Yeah. Well, that's very, very interesting. I don't think I've ever heard the term, but that makes sense to me. That's exactly what,
Why don't they call it Project Inquisitorious?
Well, that's exactly
Project
what the Empire.
Harvester just sounds like you're stealing somebody's organs or something.
Could be. All right.
Excuse me?
Great question. It's not true. Keith, great question about Emerie's dilemma. Her heart is in the right place, but she also struggles with fear of being punished or killed. Social norms against speaking up. Yes, agree.
So she's the quiet kid.
The Empire, like the dictatorships in real life, have established a system of fear-based loyalty and propaganda to ensure compliance. Absolutely, Alex.
Correct.
Yep, that's the Empire. That is the Empire. And I know we like to talk about who's going to make it out and who's not going to make it out. I'm not saying.
I'll tell you who I think is going to survive.
Yeah, well, can we
Hunter
wait? Okay.
And Omega.
Just
and
those
Wrecker.
Two? Oh.
And Emerie.
Crosshair is not going to make it.
I'm not saying he's not going to make it. I'm saying he might not.
Okay. He might not make it.
Like, logically, he would.
He might make it, but he might
there's
not.
Like a chance.
Okay, there's a slight chance. That's
very
Hunter
interesting. Specifically, because they're not going to end his father-daughter relationship with Omega that quick.
I'll throw this out. Look, and I know. I'll take responsibility for saying it. Guaranteed, Omega is going to survive the end of this series.
Of course.
She is going to survive. She cannot.
Omega's the one character
that is the only thing I know for sure.
All conditions.
Yes.
all terms and conditions.
Yes.
Like, there's no shot.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
If they were to kill off Omega, there would be a riot. You can't do it. You just can't. So
I'd be shocked.
she is the only one that I know for sure will survive. Guaranteed. All right, we'll see what happens.
30-day guarantee or your money back, folks.
I might be wrong, but anyway. So, all right. So we were talking about the clone. Now, this is interesting. Now, Hemlock is getting desperate. All right.
And he's getting angry. He just seems to be getting less and less formal. Because he was on that call with that clone, and he said cause. He didn't say because. He said cause.
He's getting short-tempered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially he had that conversation with Tarkin right before, right?
Oh, he was absolutely teed off with Tarkin.
You know what? He talks a good game with Tarkin, like, as if he's not afraid of Tarkin.
Yeah,
maybe he's not.
It's not like everything's falling apart on the other end. It's like the Office meme where we're like, stay calm, everybody, stay calm. It's like.
But I like how Hemlock played the card. Oh, what I do is important, Governor Tarkin. And what I do is my business, and it's top secret. You don't need to know about it, and that's the way it goes. I mean, he just. Told him straight out, what I do is classified.
Basically, he just said, shut up, Tarkin.
But look, let me ask you a question. Do you think Tarkin doesn't know what's going on?
Oh, I'm sure he knows.
Yeah, of course. So when
Tarkin's
he's telling
too smart
Tarkin,
for this,
Tarkin knows everything.
All this game talking he's doing, I'm sure Tarkin could see right through him like a piece of glass.
Nothing gets past Tarkin. Tarkin knows everything.
And you know who Tarkin's best friends with? Vader.
True. That's right.
He's going to run right up to Vader and say, yo, Vader, guess what gossip I heard?
So, yo, Vader, you busy? I got you an assignment. I got, somebody I need you to take care of.
You'll go up to Vader in his meditation chamber and be the only person who doesn't get force choke.
Hey, Vader, you know how to get to Tantus? All right, just.
You remember how Kylo Ren and Rey had that force Skype call? Just do that.
All we got to do is make one phone call to Vader, and then Hemlock is.
I'm just remembering how stupid that scene was.
What was this?
The Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker, when Rey and Kylo were like Skyping each other.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah. Okay.
And then
all right.
And
we're not going to talk about the Rise of Skywalker. We're not going down that. We're not going down that road. Rise of Skywalker.
Like, teleportation. Then is that what you were doing?
Can I finish talking about this assassin clone? All right. So now Hemlock is very upset. So he goes and calls his clone. And tells him, okay,
he calls up his boy and he says,
right, you need
yo, get it together.
That's right. You need to find Omega right now. And the clone has a tip. He says, well, I got a tip from this Trandoshan that this pirate may know where to find her.
So Sid sold out her own friend.
She sure did. Big mouth. Yep. She did. But look, that's what Sid does, right? That's no surprise. Okay. Now, that leads us into episode 11. All right, let's talk about that. Point of no return. All right. And this
I heard this title and I thought they were getting into Tantus, but no.
Yeah, no.
Point of no return meant something completely different. You remember when I said that the Empire was going to rock Pabu's world? I was right.
Yeah. Oh boy, let's talk about this. All right, so this is called Point of No Return, written by Amanda Rose Munoz, directed by Nate Villanueva, story editor Matt Mishnovitz. All right, so now this clone is after Fee. All right, so the pirate that he was referring to in the previous episode, he was talking about Fee. All right, so he was able to get onto Fee's ship and check her coordinates, her navigational system, and knew exactly where she was heading. And of course, she was heading home. Where is home? Pabu. Yeah, right. So, all right. And now the batch. So on Pabu, just so happens that if you remember last week's episode, Ventress told the batch, you need to leave this place because if I can find you, the Empire can find you. Anybody can find you.
And they mess up.
Right. So
the bed bitch, they're just chilling.
You got to work on your accent.
The bad bitch are chilling.
Okay, yeah, all right. Let's go back to.
I'm really trying here.
It's not working. Not quite.
I'll get it by the end of the season.
That's fine. All right, we'll work on it. So now, of course, the batch are packing their suitcases. They're trying to leave.
They pack their
They're
bags.
trying to leave the planet, and of course, too little, too late.
Yeah, and the really sweet part though,
mhm.
like when the Imperials were nuking the Marauder,
Yeah,
Wrecker
how
went
about
to
that?
grab Gonki before getting himself to safety because he
Yeah,
knew Gonki was too slow to escape.
well, that's
Isn't that
true, and he
sweet?
saved the Gong droid. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, how about that? The Marauder's gone. I
Like,
mean,
why do they do this to every character? They did this to the Razor Crest too.
yeah. I mean,
And then they do the same thing to Ahsoka. Like her ship didn't
I
get
believe,
off the planet, so it's like,
yeah,
why does the main character always have some sort of ship trouble?
yeah.
The Millennium Falcon lost a satellite dish, and originally it was Lando's that lost all its paint.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a sad thing. I mean, we're so attached to these ships, like the Razor Crest and
They
the
made a
Marauder.
Lego set out of it,
Yeah.
and I never got the chance to buy it, and now it's irrelevant.
Well,
especially because it's from season 1, so it has the old Crosshair, the black Crosshair.
Well, you should still get it. It might be a collector's
the black
item.
armored Crosshair.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Did they ever make a minifigure for Echo?
Don't know. All right, let me talk about this clone. So, just so happens, remember I said last week, where is Pabu security? Like this clone took his ship and landed in the same spot that Asajj Ventress was at the week before. Like, okay, is anybody monitoring what is coming through the skies?
It's like you would think Pabu would have some security about them.
Nothing. And then what happens next? Pabu is on fire. So the Empire. It was a very cool moment though when you saw that destroyer overhead, and when Hunter sensed it, he's like immediately, all right, let's go. And they dropped. You got the stormtroopers dropping down and firing at people and destroying people's homes.
Rounding up the civilians.
Yeah, the civilians.
Right, like shots fired.
Yes, exactly.
They're trying to find the Bad Batch at all costs, so they're gonna start taking lives.
And then I saw that they found the mayor, and all I'm saying to myself is, please don't kill the mayor. Please don't kill the mayor. No, not the mayor. Not Shep.
Because I'm sitting here
Shep.
And Shep is talking smack to this clone. And I'm like, Shep. Oh, boy.
I was so afraid for Shep. Said, Shep, please, please, please. Yeah.
But, like,
he was bold. And he told them outright, "You don't belong on our planet."
He had insurance. Apparently,
he didn't. He did the right thing. He didn't give up Omega. Right? Didn't tell them that Omega was there, which is awesome. But yeah, we knew this was going to happen. And Pabu just, they brought the war. They, as in the batch, brought the war to Pabu. All right. Now, now here's what happens. Of course, if you've seen the episode, But let's stop for a minute. And let's go to Q&A and see what else. As soon as we
start talking, let's
see what everyone's saying. Everyone is trying to find Pabu, and they did.
And everybody's trying to find Tandas.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like each person is trying to find their enemy's location.
Alex, that's right. Pabu has no security. The security guard is indefinitely in a.
Bro, their security guard is the dude from Subway Surfers.
Yeah.
The big guy with the dog, just completely gone.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah, the destroyer took the Nile ship.
Or looked like Nile.
Yeah, yeah. Even if I was a child, I would do everything to play their game so that I would ruin theirs. Very good point. Right, play the game. You're right. No, Bloom is referring to the kids that are locked up in the vault. Like you just play along until you're able to get the opportunity to escape. That makes sense.
I wish I had speed.
Pabu got destroyed. Now Empire will take over. I don't know. Like Operation Cinder.
What is that?
Ooh, I know about Cinder.
What? Huh?
Yeah, that's when after Return of the Jedi, when the Emperor was apparently gone, but he must have left some information or some directions for anybody left in the Empire to go and take down all these planets that went up against the Empire.
I see.
So yeah, so he was gone.
So burn it all.
So yeah, so
ashes and cinders.
Exactly. So Palpatine is gone. He's dead. Apparently.
So Operation Cinder had everything go timber.
Right. Very good.
I'm so good at this. I'm Dr. Seuss.
Right. And one of the planets I believe he targeted was his own home planet. Yeah, I think it was Naboo. and
Oh, he's
he
from
had
Pabu?
the weather systems, satellite systems, actually rain and destroy the planet with these temperatures of rain and thunder and lightning. It was ridiculous. Like he had it all planned out that he was going to take his revenge after he was gone. So Operation Cinder.
He should have stayed gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Let's not go back to that. All right. So yeah. So now Omega, the strategist that she is, she thinks, okay, well, what do I need to do? These people are after me. The Empire is after me. The people of Pabu are defending me. They're trying to protect me, and they're risking their lives for me. And she says, you know what? I can't do it anymore.
She thought she was cooking, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
Because Omega went out there with the tracking device.
Yeah.
And then they found it, and she got captured. And then poor Crosshair, man, is having like the worst day ever.
Yeah.
Like he finally escapes, and then the person who helped him escape gets captured, and he literally can't aim straight. And while he's trying to aim, he's getting attacked by stormtroopers while the ship is getting even further away, and then he misses.
Yeah. Well, okay, but that was an awesome moment. All right. Now, when I say awesome, I mean like cool. I don't mean like what's happening on the screen is great. It's just like how it happened. I tend to say things are cool, meaning that I like the way things are going. That's what I mean. But let me explain why I like it, why it's so cool. Okay. So Omega says that, she doesn't want these people to risk their lives for her. So she's going to turn herself in to the badge, to the Empire. Okay. So, but she has a plan. She says, okay, well, I can't put a tracker on myself because they're going to find that easily.
Even though she did?
She tried. Well, I think that was a part of the plan.
Well, I mean, I'll say this.
Yes.
She should have just put a second tracker in her boot. Because they started scanning, but once they found the first tracker, they did not finish looking. So it's like they were so confident that they found the only one that they didn't consider the possibility of there being a second one, which is convenient because there wasn't.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so, it's possible she could have put a second tracker.
I have no clue how the Bad Batch are going to get to Tantus now.
Well, here's the thing. So this is how it led up. And it was an awesome moment where Omega turns herself in. She doesn't have a tracker. They checked her and realized she doesn't have anything. She gets on the ship. So the plan is that Crosshair, because he's just a sharp shooter.
Because she has all the faith in a man who literally can't shoot fruit.
Because, yes,
literally
exactly.
Can't shoot fruit. No,
because she believes in him. She believes in Crosshair. And
she put her trust in the wrong person because he failed.
You're being unfair to Crosshair. Okay, he was under attack when it happened.
Well, yeah, that's what I said.
He was ambushed.
I'm saying he's having like the worst day ever.
Right. Yeah, but they could have done it that way. They could have said, okay, well, Crosshair, you fire, and he has a clear shot, nothing to stop him, and he fires and he still misses. I think it's better this way because we don't know if he would have hit the target or not.
They should have had another.
You understand what I'm saying?
They should have had another batch member with him to hold off any troopers if they came.
No. This was wonderful the way they did it. I really enjoyed how this planned out. I know it didn't work out the way they wanted, but how it went down, my mouth was just wow. Like it just came that close.
At least they didn't utterly desecrate Crosshair's name. Like they didn't make him fail because he couldn't hold the shot. Because he failed because the ship was moving and he was actively being attacked while trying to take the shot.
Exactly. And
I mean, that's like trying to write a 20-page research paper while you have an army of toddlers fighting for toys right behind you. It's like,
okay. Okay.
Believe me, I know the feeling.
All right. We have more Q&A. All right. So we got people talking here. Let's go. What was the question, Tanya?
How does the mission against the Empire reflect the struggle of tyranny and freedom?
Interesting. Okay, and the answer is the people of Pabu are brave. It takes a lot of guts to not say a word while the Empire does a massive roundup and uses collective punishment to pressure dissidents. Ooh, that's exactly right. Yeah, and luckily, as far as I know, no one was hurt. So that's the most important thing. Crosshair failed to throw the tracker on the ship. Yes, right. That's what we're getting at. But it's a win-win because Omega now will liberate the clones in Tantus. Yes, right. And that's a good point because Omega, that's the plan. They didn't know where Tantus was, right? So they were going to go back there anyway to free the clones. So it just didn't happen the way they expected, but she is where she needs to be.
You know what I love about this season?
If that makes sense. Yeah.
This season has really cut back on the filler episodes. Like every episode, save for like the second one and the 8th one, they really had me on the edge of my seat so far.
Yeah, I agree.
So hopefully they'll keep it up throughout the rest of the season.
Bloom says they would be acting one way or the other. Inquisitors, like the other Inquisitors, and then when I was alone, I would be sneaking around and transmitting encrypted information to the hidden path. That makes sense.
Well, like in this room, you need a data pad to exit, and there's like a watchtower, so you're being constantly guarded.
It sounds like Bloom would have found a way to get out, which is great. Katie, popping the popcorn. Thank you for joining us, Katie. Hi,
Let's
friend.
pop some popcorn, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Love it when Katie is on. Thank you so much, Katie. Yeah, so it was a big moment. They had a plan. Crosshair was going to shoot this tracker onto the ship so they can follow the ship. And he got ambushed by the stormtroopers, and by the time he was ready to fire, he missed it. He missed it big time. So it was a great scene.
He missed the payload by like 12 feet.
Yeah.
He was so close.
Yeah, he was. And then that was the end of the episode. So now here we are.
Why did they put him at the highest point of Pabu, like on top of that tree?
Why did they put him there?
No, why didn't they?
I thought was he not?
He was like on a stair.
Oh, you're talking about like at the very top, like.
Yeah, so he has a completely clear shot.
Well, how long would it take for him to get up there? I don't know if he'd have time to get all the way up to the top and then make the shot.
Well, he would have.
Yeah.
It depends.
Okay.
If Omega could stall long enough.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, that's fine. So here we are. I mean, it seems like. I want to say about Crosshair. This is very similar to what happened to him on. Now it escapes me.
Ice World.
No. In season 1, Hera's planet. Ryloth, right. Do you remember when there was that scene when
shot on Freeta?
Well, no, not that, but when they were trying to escape, it was the episode after that. The batch was able to get Cham Syndulla and his wife and brother, I think, out of prison. And then Crosshair was distracted. He was going to shoot the ship down, but he got distracted by the clone who was telling all the other clones to put down their weapons. Like, why are we fighting?
Yeah.
Hauser, exactly. Why are we fighting this war? We're supposed to be, protecting these people, and now we're fighting them. It doesn't make any sense. Drop your weapons. So Crosshair is watching all this.
Put him down, boys.
Right. And Crosshair is watching all this go down, and then he takes his eye off of the ship that just pulls out of nowhere, and he misses the target. So very similar to what happened here. Okay. So this is where we are. So now we're back.
We're literally
pretty
back
much to where we started
began.
from. Yeah, right. So
because now we have Crosshair back, but Omega's in prison.
But Omega's
Batch are shattered.
So
their ship is gone. So it's like.
So yeah, right. It's interesting because she's back on Tantus.
I'm a little upset. Actually.
And now the batch have to find her again, and hopefully they will find her, and not only free her but free the clones. Yeah. So.
I'm a little upset though.
Well, tell me about it.
Because this is like episode 11. There's 4 episodes before this show is over.
Yes.
So I don't know why Omega went back to Tantus. Like, I know why, but I don't know why.
Okay. All right. All right. So you're right. We have 4 episodes left.
Yeah, they need more members. Like, the Bad Batch needs to put out an ad or something.
Yeah, for more Bad Batchers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, I think they're doing okay. They're doing great. It's not easy. It's never been easy for the batch. All right. Final Q&A. All right. We're going to start wrapping up. So let me know your comments and questions. I think people have a lot to say about these 2 episodes. So let's go. I hope the Bad Batch survive and we see them at the celebration of Endor with Rex. How about that?
I wonder
Have
how.
you
I
heard
wonder how
that?
the old Bad Batchers would look.
I don't know. I guess they would look like Rex with a beard, bald. Well, Rex is bald anyway.
Gregor doesn't have a beard, and Rex is not bald.
Well, he is when he gets older.
Well, yeah, but he's not bald now.
Well, the question is, I thought the
Rex.
question was, what are they going to look like?
Yes.
If they, okay, well, he's going to be bald. He's not going to have his hair because he doesn't have his hair in Rebels. Like I don't have my hair. As you get older, you lose your hair. All right. Okay. Some people.
Interesting.
Yes, it happened to me. All right. So maybe Rex. All right. Well, give us some time. Maybe Rex will get a Jedi Venator.
The big boy ship.
Oh, the Venator. Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay, and then Omega and Wolf liberate Mount Tantus.
Well, I think Wolf's a little occupied at the moment. You know, I'm sure Hemlock's gonna give him a whooping after he let them get away. So.
Well, that's an interesting point that that was just made by Jose. Wolf is going to. We know he's going to survive, right? Because he shows up in Rebels years later with Gregor and Rex. So
well, yeah,
he's going to
have to.
Right. So he's going to turn against the Empire. That's got to happen. So, but we know he'll make it out. So that's all that matters. All right. Any Q&A, final Q&As. All right. So we will keep going. Couple of things we want to point out. Very important. Thanks to you, for those who are, listening to us on your favorite streaming platforms, we just reached 20,000 downloads of our episodes. That is an awesome.
That was so weird. Yay!
That is an awesome thing.
We did it.
We are so happy for that. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. If we
could get 20,000 subscribers, that'd be great.
Yeah, how about that?
Smash that like button. Subscribe.
There you go. All right. You heard the guy. Subscribe. All right. So if you know anybody out there who is not a subscriber, tell them to subscribe. Right? Say, hey, trust me. Like, you haven't watched these guys? You should. They're very good. If I say so myself. Thank you so much, Jose. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. But we're very excited about reaching 20,000. We kind of passed that a little bit now. But yeah, let's on to 30, 40, 50. We're going to keep going. Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right. So you want to say something? Okay. All right. So, we love books. So we are pitching.
I just came up with an episode.
You came up with an episode?
Yeah, like an episode idea. It sounds like a MatPat kind of theory.
Our episode?
Yeah, it sounds like kind of a film theory episode.
Well, you want to share it just with me, or you want everybody?
No, I'll tell everybody.
Okay.
So, sneak peek. I'm gonna do my research and do an episode on who the most powerful X-Man is. Because you think about it, we have a whole lot of them.
Well, right. I don't know how you're going to determine who's the most powerful. What is your, I don't want to go too far.
I mean, I'm going to have some metrics. Like, there's actually like a power index for Marvel characters. Oh. So I'm going to look at that.
I've never heard of that.
I'm going to, I got this from Food Theory, believe it or not. He was comparing Kool-Aid Man's stats over the years because he's a Marvel character, possibly. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to compare their powers and practicality, like how Morph can morph into anybody, and Rogue can absorb powers. Jean Grey is telepathic, so
very interesting.
I'll tick all of those.
Okay, well, that's something to think about.
And then I'll make like a top 3.
Okay.
Of the most powerful X-Men.
All right. Sounds good to me. Yeah, we'll talk about it some more. So,
I'll tell you this, my money's on Morph. Because he can be
the most powerful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his base abilities are bad, but when he morphs, he takes that person's abilities. So if he were to morph into Magneto, he would have Magneto's abilities. So if he were to morph into Deadpool, he would have his healing factor. Well, his healing factor is like his only power.
Let's talk about this.
What powers does Deadpool have?
Yeah, we'll talk about some more. Okay. So we have our interview out already. This is Return to Jedi, the Visual Archive. We talked about this book. Wonderful book. We highly recommend it. Even, doesn't matter what fan of the movie, what your favorite movie is. If it's not Return to Jedi, if it's something else, it doesn't matter. all roads lead to Return to Jedi. And, if you watched our episode with the authors, Clayton Sandell and Kelly Knox, St. Bende, we tied Return to Jedi to what you're seeing now. Well, what took place after this movie, so we're talking about the prequel trilogy, the sequel trilogy, and all the Disney Plus series, something from those series started here or was influenced by this movie. All right. So we highly recommend this book. Get this book if you have it. All right.
I'm actually realizing how weird Jubilee's power is.
Okay. A new book just came out this past week. All right. This is called Star Wars Dad Jokes.
Yeah.
All right. This is also by Kelly Knox.
Oh.
What is it, Keith? Let me finish this.
The Iron Spider and the Green Goblin.
Okay, let me finish this. All right. We're talking about Star Wars right now. By Kelly Knox. Our plan is to bring Kelly back to talk about this book, right? In addition to the Marvel Character Encyclopedia.
Updated and expanded.
Okay. And I want to forgot to mention, I want to thank the publisher of this book, Return to Jedi Inside Editions, for a copy of that book.
Are they affiliated with Inside Editions?
No. And Chronicle Books. I also want to thank them for this copy of Dad Jokes. Okay. So please check this out. Dad jokes. If you're into dad jokes or you know a good dad joke, we'll talk about it. Okay.
A good joke is not a dad joke.
Okay, that's a dad joke.
That's me trying to do a core
Star Wars dad jokes. I want to see the jokes. All right. Well, we'll talk about them when we bring back Kelly Knox.
Yeah.
Podathon 2024. All right. If you don't know about Podathon, we're going to tell you about it right now. Podathon is it's a telethon. It's a
basically
online,
a bunch of us podcasters get together,
yes,
and we all do our own episodes to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
For the Make-A-Wish Foundation, right? Yeah. So
this is the part where you got a ding sound effect and a shine on my tooth. That's just a theory, a food theory.
Oh boy. Okay. So yes. So the Make-A-Wish Foundation, it goes to help young children who are, going through some life-changing events. So yeah, we were a part of the Podathon actually 2022. 2023 was canceled because of the actors and writers strike, but we were a part of it in 2022. We raised a little over $17,000. So what we do, we have podcasters, content creators like us who will bring on a guest. And
we already have a guest lined up.
Well, okay. Don't say too much.
Well, that was where my sentence ended.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we plan to be, we're planning to participate in this year's Podathon. Is going to be on May the 4th, Saturday, May 4th. And if you're a Star Wars fan, May the 4th is a very big day for you.
Because it's Fan Expo.
Yeah. So
Philadelphia.
If you can, yes. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to get through this. So if you can support the Podathon, all right, we'll send you some information about it. There's a website that we'll send you to if you want more information. You can reach out to me, us, on the socials, or send us an email if you want more information. But Podathon 2024 is coming up.
So donate.
All right. So donate. Yes, exactly. Okay. I want to thank our patrons, Boraxium and Mary B. If there is anything else, I think we've covered it. Oh, did you check out our X-Men coverage on Monday? Oh, we covered the first 3 episodes. You missed it. It was fantastic. We had a great time talking about, X-Men 97. Just kidding, everyone. We had some technical difficulties this past Monday. We are truly apologize for that, but we will cover the X-Men. We have it planned for this Sunday. Now we have 4 episodes that we need to discuss, and we will do that this coming Sunday. We can't wait. I know Keith has been looking to do this for weeks now, and things are just not working out for us. So we will have a spoiler review of the first 4 episodes of X-Men 97 on Sunday. So look out for that. More information to come on that. All right. Jose wants to know, are you guys going to WrestleMania? No, we are not.
Yeah, I don't do wrestling.
I haven't followed WrestleMania since I was a kid, man.
Wrestling's kind of barbaric.
Well, okay. Have you ever watched a wrestling match?
I mean, I've seen clips of WWE.
Yeah, that's just not something that interests you, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's the XJ.
Where is it being held this year, Jose? Let us know.
With the very first ever Lego Rogue minifigure.
Okay, and while we rate, Keith, where can people find us? While we wait.
Just a little complaint. Rogue's face print makes her look like a custom.
Where can people find us?
Not a good thing. Okay. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Fathers in Galaxy, website fathersinGalaxy.com. Please check out our merch store, fathersinGalaxy.myspreadshop.com. I said that twice, didn't I?
No, you didn't. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay. Donate to our Patreon page, patreon.com/fathersinGalaxy. I said that already, didn't I?
All right. Very good. Okay.
I'm really trying.
No, it's okay. Email address is KER
at Fathers in Galaxy, and then the website.
So wait a minute. So WrestleMania is in Philadelphia? How did I miss that?
Yeah.
How about that? Okay.
All the other minifigures are actually.
All right, we're gonna look into that. All right.
Like that's.
So thank you, everyone. Keith is ready to talk about the X-Men. All right, so. Check us out. All right, Sunday is going to be big.
In fact, Wolverine was so
good
that I blew him up.
All right,
so now I have this.
Until next time, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to episode 12 next Wednesday. X-Men 97, first 4 episodes this coming Sunday. I hope you can join us. All right. So until next time, Groundhog Day for Father Son Galaxy. That's right. We're going to try to get it right this time.
See you again, bub.
All right. Until next time, everyone. Take care. And we will see you again.